Hello, friends. How are you today? Well, I have some inspiration for you. And the message today is God built you for these times. God built you for these times. Yes. Okay? Yes. We've got this. But what I want to talk to you about right now is, what are we facing? What's up here at the August 8th, 8/8 Lions Gate Gateway? The Lions Gate is essentially the beginning of the galactic new year. So it's really star seeds, star children. You guys will be particularly focused on this. But it is for us all. The influence of Sirius, the star, at the heliacal rise of Sirius. So as it comes to the horizon and rises, occurs at this time of year. It changes date depending on where you live in the world, in the Northern Hemisphere. So 8/8 is basically the celebratory new year for us all. And the energies that we experience today are the energies that set the tone for the rest of the year. There's something really, really important here in the energies going on, and I really, really want to share it with you. So first, I got my notes here. On the Schumann resonance, we saw yesterday another repetition of the bridge image on the Schumann. The side of the bridge, if you remember from my last video, which I will link, or you can find it on my Substack or YouTube. But the side of the bridge that it represents, in my view, is the chasm. So it's like we're on one side of the bridge here on 8/8. There is a chasm before us, and we don't know how to get across. Like, we're facing this. And I talked a little bit about the themes, but I want to share some details now. So the Schumann, in my view, presents where our human consciousness is at. And I use the astrology, which is also, in my view, the electromagnetism of the solar system influence on Earth, right? On the humans here, the sun, the solar system, and asteroid bodies. So let's dig into this. So I looked at the chart for today, August 8th at 8 a.m., and I looked at it for the country as well for the USA. And I want to share with you, when I talk about the possibilities for the country, I'm looking at the birthplace of our nation. And I use that as those are the energies emitting from our birthplace. So I'm going to address that at one point in the video, what it means for us, because, well, I'll just tell you now, I feel that these are our guiding themes here in the USA. But if the direction of the USA is key in determining the direction of the world, then it's our themes, friends. It's the themes of humanity. So before I go into this, because it's intense possibly for a moment here, just remember, as I was looking at the chart, I was completely amazed. And the first thing I thought was, God built me for these times. And I was just struck by awe at divine perfection. So I want to encourage you to think about where you're at in your life. And it's easy to, especially in these times, to have criticism, to be going through something. And I'm going to suggest for a moment that you allow yourself to see the other side. Allow yourself to also elevate. Take a moment and feel love in your heart, whether it's for, your child, your favorite pet, something dear to you. Take a moment to breathe that in. Yeah, so good. And then in addition, look at what's happening and use your mind that is connected with the love you just felt, and allow divinity to bubble up for you and show you, how could this be helping me? How could I turn this to my highest good? How will God assist me to do that? So here's the good news. Mars, at the beginning of this new moon, which is only 3 days ago, so it influences as well the 8-8 gateway. On August 4th or 5th, depending on where you are in the world, Mars was at Aldebaran. It was at 9 degrees. I'm getting emotional feeling this, because Aldebaran is the star of Archangel Michael, the representation of divine will, the representation of security, protection, and the unfolding of these things. And in your life specifically, divine will through you. With Mars there, my interpretation of this energy is God's got our back. It's at a potent degree as well for the chart, but I'm going to talk about that on another video, because I want to stay focused here on the chasm and how do we address it. Well, the first thing is knowing that God's got your back and that you were built for these times. Okay, so the next thing, I want to say that if you pay attention to astrology, you may have heard that there is an awesome kite on the chart, okay? It's pointed towards Neptune, the top of the kite. The tail is at the moon. And what does this mean? So my interpretation of this, hold on here, I want to look at it. My interpretation of this is that these are the themes that will lift us. And depending on where you are in the country, it's closer or farther from the midheaven, the soul purpose. But it's all across the country, it's meaningful. And in my view, that means it's meaningful for us all, because we're talking about global influence. So one wing of the kite is from soul purpose. The other wing of the kite, all the way across the chart, is to Pluto. And if we want to know how we are going to be facing the chasm, Pluto can give us a guide. But I'm going to get even more specific about it. Take your mentality and make a choice. I will uplift in these energies. See, the tail of the kite is at the moon. That's our embodiment. Yes, it's our emotions, but it's also our primal nature, our primal instincts, and our embodiment as a living human. So allow this to uplift you. Allow your spirituality, Neptune, to uplift you in anywhere where there's sort of a karmic influence for you there, because Neptune is at 29. It's time for healing. So let's address that right now. There's a grand square in the chart, and one corner is Neptune. Now, most people may not be looking at these asteroids, but I think they're very important here. And the square is made up of Neptune, the asteroid abundance, so our abundance, sort of a Venus and Taurus type of energy, right? But very specific to us as individuals. The moon, our embodiment, and the fourth point is what I define as self-abandonment, or actively turning away from God. Yeah, it's painful. It's painful to even say that. But turning away, like you get the impulse and you turn away. You say, no, I don't have time for that. You say, no, my social obligations, I have an obligation, I've got to do this other thing, even though divinity is welling up within me. Go forward. And I go, no, I don't have time. Or, so social obligations, or we doubt, or some other mind game or mind trick, okay? Now, what asteroid am I talking about? I'm talking about the asteroid called Lucifer, who represents the Dark Prince, the being that chose to actively turn away from God and to deny his divinity within, right? That he was that God made him, and that's who he was truly within. Okay? So let's take the charge off of that name for a second and just look at the energy. Yeah. Now let's face the chasm. So here, let me just ask you this, and know that you're safe, right? You've got Archangel Michael by your side. You've got the spiritual beings that you work with and call on. If you're a star seed or star child, maybe you have your galactic friends with you. You have the soul that you are, your guardian angels, your divine and human friends, family and support, where that's there for you. Right? So let's face the chasm and ask these questions. I'm asking you now. Where do you abandon yourself? Where is there something that you aren't doing? Now, as you consider this, here is the elevation of the kite. Here's what it is. What is my opportunity? If I lived this thing that I've been thinking about, that I've been dreaming of, wow, what an opportunity for my life. That would really elevate me. This generates the faith to leap across the chasm and get to the other side of the bridge. See how that happened? Gosh, isn't it incredible how the Schumann goes so well with the astrology? Friends, this truly is a human-based tool set for us to work with, live with, and use as a guide, right? We and divinity are generating this. So here's the next question for you. And be gentle with yourself. Where do you actively turn away from God? So what do I mean by that? Where your conscience says, no, do it this way. I know that's what's right. Where your inner intuition says, you should say this now. Come out with that information. Step forward. And again, here's the offer. Use the kite energy to elevate you. So, choose consciously elevation. Where is the opportunity here? Where could I be blessed? Dare you dream of it, right? The incredible blessings that could come to you from following these divine impulses within. Because there are many, friends. Because what is the asteroid Lucifer opposing? He is opposing abundance. He is opposing a cornucopia of blessings for us. And where is that located? Abundance is in Capricorn. And I believe it's retrograde. Let me just check that for a sec here. Yeah, Abundancia. She's retrograde. And she's retrograde in Capricorn at 1 degree. And what does that mean? It means we're at the beginning. We're at the beginning of participating in, living in, being in systems, of government, of running our healthcare, of running our towns and cities, of running our communities, of participating in being active, our schools, you name it. We're at the beginning of the abundance that we will see when we claim back our presence. When we claim back our presence, the moon, right? When we claim back our authority, when we claim back, what did I abandon? Did I abandon any part of my dream? Did I abandon my dream? It's still recoverable. In fact, here's the elevation. It is in perfect divine timing for you to start now. Even if it's to set the intentions, right? Take one small action. It could be writing it down. It could be signing up for something, whatever it is for you. I don't know. But I want to encourage you. These are great energies for 8-8. These are incredible energies generating challenges, yes. But when you look at them from spiritual maturity, meaning, I'm going to consciously bring my awareness to this and choose how I wish to approach them, right? I'm going to choose. And is one part of this kite with Uranus? Yes. So surprises can happen. But here's the thing. Understand that shocks, that surprises can be for your highest good. They can be you receiving what your heart desires and that unfolding over time for you. You know, I mean, that's the opportunity. That's what's in the chasm, right? Because we think of things like a chasm, which is filled with darkness. We can think of it as negative, but friends, sometimes, in my view, God covers things, right? Until we exercise our free will to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to see that. I'm ready to live that in my life now. So, God bless you. You know, God bless you. Take care of your mind. Watch the negativity and flip it to elevation based on the connection with the divinity within. Let go of the hold that others have on your mind, that information has, that media has. Let go and receive. Receive from the deep wellspring within you.